Hey guys, we are back. Look who it is down there somewhere. One of my favourites is VASIL. How are you, VASIL?
Great. How are you doing, Andy and Lydia?
Well, I'm
Doing
happier
great,
now
thank
that we
you.
have the news that you're coming back, because you left us hanging on for a little while.
Yep. And I literally did not know until the day I announced. I got the phone call the morning of. It was 9 a.m. Mary called, and I was like, you see the MTV calling, Matavar broadcast. I was like, uh-oh, here we go. Come to the television station right now. Sure, I'll be right there. And I told her, I was like, I'm going to do yoga first. So I remember I started doing yoga. I'm like, who am I kidding? I can't breathe. I'm excited. So it's like showering straight to the TV station. We signed the contract 12/17, 1 p.m. Official.
Wow, and then you announced it the same day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. So many people have been kind of reacting because with some countries that haven't announced, obviously some countries announced like straight after Eurovision was meant to happen last year. And with North Macedonia, we've just been waiting and waiting and waiting. But the good news came.
How I felt.
Well, yeah. But I'm sure we're going to get lots of questions about your participation. So we will come to them shortly. And just say good evening to Lydia as well. Sorry, I forgot about you, Lydia. How you doing, Lydia?
Still here, yeah, still here. Hi.
We will just say hello. We've already got some people in the live chat. We've got Morton V. Can't wait to hear your song.
Same with me.
We've got Olympic, who's from Croatia. We've got Sarah O'Halloran, who I think is from the UK. We've got Jessica. Hey, Jessica. We've got Clara.
Hi, Clara.
Great to see you back. We still want to dance with you.
Though I say dancing is so 2020 and 21 I want more. Come on.
Ooh.
Come on.
Well, you know, we're going to talk about your song in a bit as well, your new song, Sabina.
Mm-hmm.
So we've also got Ariana, who's in Canada. We've got Twan in the live chat. We've got I'm not sure what this means. A creative username. Sarah O'Halloran. You remember seeing VASIL on Let's Talk. Actually, I'm gonna talk about that in a second because I have to thank you for something, VASIL. We've got Francesca from Italy. We've got Clavs in Latvia. We've got ESC Rosmich. Hey guys, how you all doing? We are with Mr. G. It's VASIL from North Macedonia. So I'm going to thank you for something, VASIL, and you probably won't know what it is. But about was it 10 months ago we were all starting to go into lockdown and everyone didn't know whether Eurovision was going to happen, and we were really worried about a lot of our viewers and how they were feeling with their mental health and how they were being locked down. So Team Eurovoxx, we were doing like daily lives on our channel, and you saw us advertise it and you got in touch and you were like, hey, I want to be part of this, I want to help people during that time, and you did a live video with us. Literally, it was arranged in like a day. And we were so appreciative that you wanted to get involved in what we were trying to do. And I know our viewers really enjoyed having you on the live as well. So it's a thank you from the Vox squad to you for doing that. Many more lives in the future, I hope.
I hope so. And I mean, that's important. Of course, I did it because this thing, we're all in it together. And we're still in this damn thing. So just come on. But I see the light at the end of the tunnel. So...
Well, I can't believe it has been such a long time now. A year has flown by. Obviously, lots happened for you, but you've been caught in kind of quarantines and lockdowns. How have you used that time over the past year? How have you kept yourself busy? I mean, you've just dropped a new song.
Yeah, I just did. I did an interview a little earlier today where I said, in such a negative year, I still managed to remain positive. Many puns intended, because I caught the virus. I had the virus and I spent my birthday in quarantine, but luckily everything is fine. And actually getting the virus, I'm so thankful for it, because I was able to commit to myself even more. Because yes, we're quarantined, you're with family in the house, you have a yard, you go outside, you still interact with people. When I got the damn thing, being by yourself for 20 days in one room was no fun, but that creative aspect of being like, yo, focus on self-love, everything. It has been amazing because it's just the more I listen to that inner voice, I've been so creatively focused. And this is how all these songs, the album is almost done. And in that aspect, I feel like every artist is used to that lonely life, but I'm not complaining. I want it done. I can hardly wait to hug people. That's something where I just want to hug. So, yeah.
Well, I think we're going to see the result. We just got a short clip of your new song, actually, so we'll just play it now. Ooh, yes, love it.
Yes.
It's so authentic and kind of so ethnic. I love it. And I want to know, how many times have you been asked since you dropped that song whether that's going to be your song for Eurovision?
Many, many times. So let's talk about this song. This song was submitted last year. And it was in the running. Yes, this was submitted last year with completely different text, completely different arrangement. And I heard it and I instantly said, okay, this is a bingo. But it wasn't ready and the panel didn't vote for it. So I was like, this is going on my album and I'm just going to keep quiet. So this song, I fell in love with it. I knew I wanted Sudbina to be my album and I had a different song written for the leading song of my album. But this melody, despite everything else, I kept singing it. Just I kept going back to it. I was like, damn, this is an earworm that just will not leave me.
Yes.
And I spoke to a friend of mine and they said, let's get together and finish this song and write a text using my whole life journey. And so that's how that all came about. Many people are talking and suggesting that this song, even dare I say, I'm suggesting it, but we'll see what happens. The submission is over. We're listening to all the songs, so soon we will know what we do, and I can hardly wait for it, but I'm excited.
So is this song maybe in the running?
I can just tell a lot of people are very happy that it's in the running, because I've seen a lot of people saying that it will be their favorite North Macedonian song ever.
So from what I understand, and this is a very diplomatic comment from me, anything after September the 1st is in the running. Matava is the one who decides if a song gets to go or not. So ...
Well, that's the rule. You know what Eurovision are like with their rules, and that is the rule. So as long as it's not been kind of publicly performed, so I'm excited. I thought it was totally out, so I'm happy to hear. And actually, there's lots of love in the live chat for that song as well. We've got Joanne Johnson loves the song and the dancing. ESC Rosmic, Sabina is so good. Ariana loves it. Jessica loving the new song.
Thank you.
Francesca in Italy, new song is so good, such ethno vibes. Is it because maybe it wasn't the sort of song that I would expect you to come out with after you?
Me neither, but so going back to my album is focused on the roots of Macedonian music using ethno elements and roots of where the Macedonian music is coming from. So every song, there's going to be 11 songs on there, all in Macedonian, have an ethnic underlying for it. So I'm already working on an English EP, which is completely different sound and the way I see myself in the global market. So that's something else to put in the cooker. But this Macedonian project, I plan, and my intention is to share it globally as an educational program. I'm preparing a spectacle with dance, fashion, orchestras, just videos. So there's a lot of things we're planning, but of course, that is not becoming a reality until we can have an audience in a hall. So, and just to talk a little bit more about Sudbina, it's a fascinating word because the word means destiny, but subdivided, Sud means to judge and Bina means the stage. So in a way, it's judge me on stage. And the big question in the song is it a blessing or a curse to do what we do in life? And that's why there's a lot of underlying, and I based that off of my performance that made me a child star back in the 90s. So it's a deconstructed modern outfit of that. So for me, it's a full circle of finishing up this album, which I can hardly wait to put it on its feet.
It's kind of like a piece of art in a song, especially when you watch the video and it all comes together. And we saw quite a lot of you in the video, Vasil.
Sorry,
I said we saw quite a lot of you in the video.
Sorry, I have to drink some water. But that metaphor, that's it. Here I am naked for you. Judge me. That's the whole thing. And then the whole vision of it all is actually, am I watching myself and my life happen in front of me? Because that's the hardest thing. Yes, everybody has an opinion. And I always say, as a public figure, it's always very hard because we seem to be the mirror of everybody else, and everybody else keeps throwing all these comments. And I love it. I appreciate it. There's a lot of love. There's a lot of hate. And to me, that inspires me. So to the lovers, I give even more love. To the haters, I give you even more love. So yeah, that's the choice is ours where we look. So I'm always the see the light kind of guy.
And I have to ask, because your videos, there's always a real story to your videos, and it's, for me, it's not always an obvious story as well. They can go quite deep sometimes. Yes. There's lots of like hidden meanings and kind of a bit of guesswork for the viewer. How much input do you actually have into the visual aspect of your video?
The last video was 100% directed by me. So all of them, I'm pretty much, I would say, either 50 or more. I'm the director of the music videos and the executive producer. We have a team that I work with that we analyze. And I'll tell you, I guess this is a secret, but I think I've mentioned it before. I didn't know if I was coming back to Eurovision, but everything I've released since is a continuation from you. Where you ended, the next song started with a club remix where I'm coming out of the water. And that is Prikazna, which is another interesting thing where I kind of do a lot of hidden messages to a lot of fan response. And then after Prikazna comes to this Sudbina, which pretty much I see the whole thing as a continuation from 2020 to 2021.
Oh, brilliant. You mentioned kind of your fans as well, and you have had a lot of support.
Yes.
Ever since you were announced last year as the artist for North Macedonia, there was a lot of support. I mean, me and Lydia have been jamming to your song "You" today because I think, I was a huge fan. My mum doesn't know anything about Eurovision, and I was playing it before this, and she said, "Oh, I like that song." I was like, "Oh, Mum, you got taste for once."
Woo! The one thing I'll say about You, which is, that's the what if, is that the thing I was so not upset about, but I just wish could have happened is it didn't get realized because we recorded the radio edit and I had the 5 girls ready to sing back vocals with all the ethnic elements. So the song, the way we intended it, has never been performed. So I hope this year, even before, would be great to put it on its feet so people can actually hear what we were planning with that song. But hey, nothing is an accident. I always say everything happens for a reason. So
yes, I'm just gonna have a quick look through the comments and get some comments for you. Francesca wants to know, when is the album coming out?
We're debating if I do it before Eurovision or right after. The reason why I'm waiting on it, I want to do a big performance. There's about 45 people on stage, and with protocol, it's nearly impossible to do it right now. So we're either looking at April or June, and then a potential tour after that.
Interesting question from Sarah Hannah. Wants to know, do you like video games?
Ooh, I grew up fighting with my brother on Street Fighter, Mario Kart, whatever that was called.
I love Street Fighter.
Super Mario I played. That's about it. When I was little, yes, a lot.
Lydia, are you a gamer?
Not at the moment, but when I was little, yes.
It depends on what you would think gaming is. So visual novels, which is basically a game, but some people wouldn't consider it gaming.
We've got
lots of solitaire. I can tell you that I love cards and board games. So,
oh god, we've all been playing board games over the past year, haven't we? We've got Felix P wants. Can't wait for your amazing song. Is there any info on the release date? So you're not sure what song it is yet?
Isn't, but If I had to assume, it's going to be March. It's going to be the same as last year. I believe 8th of March we were released last year. So I think it will be geared the same. We all know that we have to record the performance this year before. So that's something that we're also considering, because every country has to record the performance from their home country. So that's something that is quite challenging, especially for our country and our abilities. So that's something that we are in the midst of figuring out.
So is it almost like you have to, I guess you have to plan two totally different performances then, don't you? One for being done in your home country. And I know there's limitations on what you can do as well. You can't, I don't think you can use special effects. That shows how old I am. They're probably not even called special effects anymore.
No. You're right. That's the big challenge. How do we do something that's as close as to what it will be on the big stage? So that's the challenge. We'll figure it out.
Well, I guess, you know, every country is in the same boat.
Mm-hmm.
In the same boat with this. Morton V wants to know, and we're all going to answer this, Morton. What is your favourite North Macedonian entry at Eurovision?
Calliope Cerno y Belo.
Yes. Lydia.
I mean, the same. It's one of those songs. It's just kind of out there. It's out of this world, I would say. Amazing.
I have to go for Tamara.
See, I don't
and
count I was in that.
Not just because you were there, but it was like it was so like as soon as I heard that song the first time, I was like, oh god, this song is special. So yeah, it has to be Tamara. Let's have a look. We've got Ariana saying, fingers crossed, if it's not Sabina, hopefully it'll have a similar feel. There's lots of love for this song, you know. Wow. Sarah O'Halloran wants to know, have you heard any of the entries that have been selected for Eurovision so far? So we've got 3.
I have. Girl power, huh?
Yes.
Oh,
any favourites?
Favorites? 3?
Are you not allowed to say? You're going to keep it quiet?
France what?
Okay. Yep. Clavs just answered that question. Yeah, so much love for the song. Now, I want to go back to you because it ended up being one of my favourites from the contest that didn't happen last year. I was going to play a little clip because I just want to get down to it very, very quickly.
I just want to dance with you tonight. I just want to dance with you. You know you wanna. I just want to dance with you tonight. I just want to dance with you.
Now, one of my favourite videos as well from the season last year, and you did get a lot of love, but have you found that people are still contacting you about that song kind of since March or whenever it was March?
No, it's been a lot of beautiful comments, and even to me that video is not as shallow as some people may perceive it. I don't know if we talked about that. So it's lots of beautiful comments, beautiful song. Lots of people are commenting on the little ethnic motif that is going through the that was going to be something that was going to pop.
Yes.
So
now, so I was talking to someone about this song not that long ago, and they were giving George Michael comparisons. They were saying the song was very, and like your voice and the way you perform it was very George Michael. I don't know if you've heard that.
I have not for that song, but a few other songs that I've done, a few English ones that are not released that people hear, they're like, oh, hello, George Michael. So it's a huge compliment for me. I'll take it.
Right, let's have a look. We've got Duarte wants to know, what did you think about Esma's entry at Eurovision 2013? Because you love her voice.
I love the entry. I love Esma. One selfish wish that I had was that they sent her when she was in her prime and by herself.
Because she was actually a huge star in that region of Europe,
Yes.
wasn't she?
And the Roma music, oh, unbelievable. She is still a legend. If you watch, I'm going to get goosebumps even saying it now, videos of her when she was younger, holy smokes.
I have watched videos of her when she was younger, and like
It's like the Portuguese fado. It's just that emotion. She just cries, and when you hear that voice, you're just like, "What is this?"
yeah. Francesca wants to know, how do you feel when you listen to you?
Like this.
We've got some more people talking about their favourite Macedonian entries. Jessica's saying that hers is, I have no idea how to say that.
Yes, game of Sila. Nice.
I can't remember. One's really bad. What is that one? Who was that? I don't know.
Let me drink some water again.
Was it Tamara? I don't even know. I'm such a bad Eurovision fan. Boyan is saying choose the song wisely. We've got Scott in the live chat as well. Hey, Vasil, is your friend Scott. Who are your musical influences?
Stephen Sondheim.
Who was that, sorry?
Stephen Sondheim, a composer, actually. It's a musical theater composer.
Ah.
That man can put a whole life in one song. And one of my favorite lines that I very, very often quote, careful the wish you make, wishes are children.
Oh, wow.
Take that.
Going back to like kind of when you were a child, was there anyone, like obviously when people talk about kind of their influences and who, you know, who's like your icon from when you're young, and everyone says their mum or their dad, you know, grew up with music, but was there anyone outside of your family that really spotted your talent and kind of helped you on the road to where you got to now? Like, who would you thank?
Yes, I will thank. His name is Kirill Lazarov. What happened was my mom said when I showered by myself for the first time, a monster came out of the bathroom, and nobody in the family is musical. And she was a fashion designer back then, and it was little boutiques in Strumica with her best friend, and they said sing. She said sing to Anna without any of us knowing that across the street above lived one of the most famous composers of the time, more folk music, who happened to be on the balcony. And he said, could you please bring your son upstairs? And I remember going up, he clinkered on the piano, I gave it back, and he said, his ear is way too advanced. Who is the musician in the family? Mom goes, nobody. So he said, I insist that we put him into music school right away for piano and theory, and I want him to record a demo. And pretty much that is all I remember before I ended up going to my first festival. And in that following year, there was another one, and then the famous Marionga happened, which is what made me a child star, child icon. So,
oh, wow. And
you.
Can you remember like one of the first songs that you remember singing when you were a kid?
Of course.
Like, what was your go on? Give us a bash.
The first was Celine Dion. I remember that. Je compris tout le monde. The second one was Ariel and Aladdin. So I thank Disney for inspiring me to sing.
Oh no, not A Whole New World, is it? I love A Whole New World. It's like, honestly, I could listen to that song forever. We'll do it as a duet. If you win Eurovision this year, then we're going to come back and we're going to do A Whole New World as a duet. And I'm going to be Jasmine.
Okay, deal. Lydia, you're the carpet.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
We've got typical Remo from Lebanon. What should the Macedonian delegation do to secure a top 10 finish in Eurovision 2021?
I don't think it's just the Macedonian delegation. Any delegation should send truth. I mean, it's cliche, but if the singer identifies with the song and there's a clear message, and that's kind of speaking to myself when I say this, I want to portray myself, my truth, because that is my strength to all the life experiences that I've had, which may not be the brightest, but there's beautiful as well, to put that out on stage.
I just love your positivity about everything. And the year's been really...
Not fake, I can tell you that.
I'm not going to swear, but, you know, the year's been rubbish for a lot of people, but it's been rubbish for you too. Kind of your dream was taken away from you, and you know you've been waiting a long time to find out if you're going back.
But
that's so positive.
The thing about that is I wasn't hurt by it because Corona canceled it. And that's how I kind of kept being like, okay, it's okay, it's okay. And it was, I admit it was scary because all the internal choosings submitted their artists or resubmitted right away. So I was just like, you know, just like I've been kicking my butt, doing all of this, putting all this work. Is it going to happen? Is it not? So was it easy? Not at all. But just believe, you know, and I always say, once again, it might be cheesy, but what is meant to be, it will be. Yes, I work very, very hard. I will not give up, but.
And did you get to connect with any of the other artists from who were selected for last year? Was there like a Eurovision 2020 WhatsApp group, and kind of when it was all cancelled, you're messaging each other? And
the one that I can hardly wait to meet is Leslie. Her and I.
Oh my God, yes. She is a dream.
Yes, I messaged a little with Effendi and Zenit, and that is about it from the class of 2020. But if I give my 2 cents on what I think should have happened, I think that the class of 2020 should be the class of 21. Because,
yes.
I mean, doesn't matter who the artist was. Even if I wasn't the artist, I still would vote, give the chance to the singer. I understand the big festivals that have to happen, but it's great. At least give them a chance to go to the finale or the option if they have the song or not.
Yeah, well, we're kind of part of the way there. There's a lot of artists that are coming back for this year.
No, it's beautiful.
And you mentioned Senate, Leslie Roy, Fendi, and you, and obviously the Vox squad. There's your party right there, because Senate, I love her. She's absolutely mad. Leslie Roy is so much fun and such a down to earth soul. Fendi is just lovely and stunning. So I'm glad that we're going to see those guys back in Rotterdam this year. And it's nice that there's kind of like a little, you know, there's like these little friendships forming as well. When none of you have even met properly, I guess.
No, and that's the other beautiful thing. With Corona happening, I was actually able to respond to fans. That's the beautiful connection that happened, that normally, I mean, you're with your phone, you're running from rehearsal to performance, all of that was canceled. So you're at home on your phone. So that's these beautiful relationships that happen with the fans, and you actually could connect, which normally I don't think the chances are that, yes, you can respond a little heart or XOXO, but it's good that there have been some beautiful, real beautiful global chats. And that's something that has kept my positivity going.
And we're praying that we're going to be in Rotterdam to see you perform, and we're going to get to do an interview with you in person with a mask on, obviously. But you know, still no news as to what's going to be happening with Eurovision. But we're remaining hopeful. Everyone, get your jab. If you've been offered a vaccine, go and get your vaccine. There's a question here from Scott, who wants to know your truth is your motto. Do you think there's a difference for a performer having to sing to an audience compared to a TV camera? So this is if Eurovision is with no audience, I guess.
Well, it's a great question because it's completely different, and we should not forget that it's a televised show. So it's one thing to be able to sing in a big hall, to get that energy, contain it, give it out, but focus it on the TV screen. So that's the challenge, but that's something that, dare I say, turns me on. So bring it on.
Yes. And Clara wants to go back to last year. How can you reveal what your 2020 staging was going to be?
I've made a decision that I will avoid all of that until the end of 21, and then I will tell you our whole plan, which nobody knows.
Okay.
Because we didn't get to realize any of that. So I will tell you everything that I had planned.
Few months to wait. Now we will wrap it up soon, because I know you're a very busy man, and I'm going to be totally honest with you. I'm sitting on my foot here. My foot's gone totally dead, and I've got pins and needles. So but what are the preparations going to be? So what's kind of the timeline for selecting the song? I mean, I know you say it probably won't be released until March, but when are you going to be able to make that decision on what song you're going to take, and how much influence are you going to have over that decision?
We are in the middle of making the decision. I can tell you that. I've listened to all the songs. How much say do I have in all of that? A lot, because it is very rare. If the mamas win, I think will be the two who get to experience this. This is my 3rd year in a row. So if singing behind Tamara lit that spark last year was a wildfire, you could imagine what I'm going through this year. Yet it's this, I feel a calmness this year. So that's why I keep saying I'm ready to show myself. That's the,
Yes.
so, and I say show, it's such an interesting thing as an artist. This is another topic which we could discuss over and over. The thing about sing to prove or sing to show. You have nothing to prove, just show yourself, which is seems like a simple thing, but that's if I have a wish for it. Literally, I just want to go out there and be me. And to me, that is victory. The rest
it is. And you always have been you, I think. There's never been anything fake about you, and you're a very sincere character. And you really show your passion for what you're doing as well. And you don't always get that. Lots of artists will go out there and they'll sing a song, they'll feel like they're doing their job, but this is your life and this is your passion and this is what you love doing, and you can really tell.
But and the other thing is, don't forget, it's that pressure of 3 minutes live in front of all these people. You get 3 minutes, so just like don't it up.
Well, if you need dancers, I always say this, but you know, me and Lydia are going to have some free time in May, I think. So if you know, I'm sure the other girls from Eurovoxx will want to get involved as well. We're just going to say hello from Monica Pick. She loves you, VASIL. Ariana is saying Senate is so eccentric. She can see you and Senate really ripping up gloves. And I'm hoping that we're going to get to hear a little bit of a song from you tonight, please. And we haven't warned you about this, so.
Well, I have my clinker in front of me, so let me see.
Oh,
can you hear that? Can you hear that? Is this a good song? Do we end with this? So this is a message for all of us. One of my favorite songs.
Oh, go on.
Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. Though there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by if you just smile through your feelings all and
that voice.
Smile, and maybe tomorrow you see that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. You see that life is still worthwhile. Even though they canceled 2020 on us, we bring back 2021. If you just smile.
Woo! Yes! Oh, you know what? That is like one of my favourite songs, and it always makes me emotional. I always love listening to the Michael Jackson version
Yeah, me too.
of that song. Oh, what a nice surprise. So many people, that was stunning. That's it. What a great message to end with. But VASIL, we want to talk to you as soon as your song is released. So we will be back live with you in March, hopefully, and we'll have a song to talk about and to react to. So make sure you make the right choice, because we're counting on you. We want to see North Macedonia back in that final. But thank you so much for coming back to talk to us. It's always a pleasure. Have you got a message for your fans and our viewers before you go?
I love you. I thank you. And keep smiling.
Yes.
Truth. I mean, it's cheesy. It's a hard. We're in a hard state of this damned whole situation. So it's just keep smiling.
Oh, perfect message. VASIL, thank you so much, and we will
Thank
speak
you.
to you soon. Have a good time, guys. See ya.